So, just been reviewing the results for some tests that we've been running with a few different clients for the last few weeks. These are tests on our ads that we're running on Facebook. So these are different ads that are trying to get people to sign up to Facebook Messenger in most cases. There's a couple of other ads that are running as well. And interestingly enough, there was one particular one that we've been running for a few weeks now. And over the course of a few weeks, from my testing, we've gone from £4.60 for every messenger conversion, which, to be honest, is absolutely awful. Okay, if you've got a messenger campaign that's anything like that, it's really not doing very well. But through testing, we've managed to get that down now to 30p. And it all comes down to using really trial and error to find, what works and what doesn't. Testing different images, testing different text, testing different audiences, different age groups, all sorts of different things. But the important point in that is you have to test when you're running ads. A lot of people that are running ads, I see a lot of pages out there when I go and look at the ads that they're running one ad and that's it. And you're simply playing with luck if you're only running a single ad on Facebook. You need to be running multiple different ads, multiple different audiences to actually see what works, especially in the first instance, until you find a combination that actually works. Once you've found something that works, then you can start to transition more budget into that ad and you can start to actually get success. Most people, when they run an ad on Facebook, it's not going to work very well, the first one. It really isn't. And you've got to understand that it's all about testing. It's all about trying things, learning, and then applying that knowledge into the next set and moving forward every time. So another common mistake that people make is they try and change too many things in an ad. So if I'm running an ad with a certain image, certain piece of text to a certain audience, when I'm testing it, I only want to change one of those elements. So it's a good idea that if I'm running an ad to, let's say, men in their 30s, okay, and there's a certain image and a certain piece of text going with that, that instead of running it to men in their 30s, maybe I'll try men in their 40s, but run it to the same ad. The reason you do that is because at the end of the week of testing that you're doing, if I come to the end of the week and I've tried a different image, a different bit of text and a different audience versus a totally different image, audience and text again, I'm not actually going to know what element of that actually had the biggest impact. Whereas if I change it in a step-by-step process, I change the audience of men in their 30s to men in their 40s and run the same ad to them, if I get an improvement by running it to the men in their 40s, I know that that audience is better. The following week or in another separate test, I can then change maybe the image and run that to men in their 40s. Now, what you can do is you can run multiple ads. I could run one test to men in their 30s with a certain image and a certain text, one ad to men in their 30s with a different image and the same text, one ad to men in their 40s with the original image and a different text, one ad or another ad to men in their 40s to a different image and the same text. But the problem when you do that, of course, is then if you change too many elements, you've then got to times that by every other element that you've got. So if you've got 2 audiences, 2 creatives, that's 2 times 2 is 4. And you can imagine, once you start getting into having a number of different, say, age groups, number of different images, before you know it, you could have 20, 30, 40 ads on your hands that you're running at one time. And that's fine if you've got a big budget and a lot of resource. But if you're just running on a few £100s and you're actually just testing some ideas, it's a good idea to just change just one element at once. That's all I got for now. Hope that was useful. Just make sure if you're running Facebook ads or really any ads in general, just make sure that you're testing a few different options, that you're split testing stuff. Because if you're not doing that, there's an extremely high chance that you're going to fail. And that is definitely not what I want to see.